Good morning. I'm Renee Campbell, and I hope everybody is having a great day. So, I was brave enough to turn my camera on this morning. I've only done about 50 takes so far, so I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to just keep going. And I want to welcome you to my video series, and I have a little title, and it's called Sipping from the Saucer. Now, many of you know that title comes from my dad, Hubert Austin. And I'm going to share the reason behind that and a little bit this morning about where this idea came from. We've had quite a year in our family. Several years, I might say. It all started, our anniversary of 2 years is coming up soon. Our son Jake, our youngest son, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about him, or a lot about him as we go through this, but I just wanted to let you know that we lost him, or he went to live with God in July of 2019. And everybody's, always says, how do you do that as a mom? How do you function? How can you manage that? And the way that we and I will speak for myself, have gone through that and are still and will always, is the support of our family and our friends and our God. I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to process. I'm hoping that this little series that I'm thinking about doing will offer some comfort to someone. I hope that you will be able to take away something positive as I go through this journey of videos and sharing with you guys. My first goal is to help myself. As I read and listen, I've started that a little bit with posting a few things on Facebook, and I've had some positive comments of thank you for sharing, and I kept that little poem and it's on my phone, and please share more. So quite a while back, I talked to my husband and I said, I feel a need to put this out there and to share, and maybe I can make a difference. So that is my goal, and I have several goals for doing these videos. That's the first one, that maybe someone, I can speak to someone that might go, I needed that today. I needed to hear that. So that's my first goal. As I process through our loss, and it's been very, very difficult, and I'm still learning and I'm still growing. So God kept, or I'm not going to say God kept us challenged, but things happened in our life. This past year has been quite difficult. January 28th, my mom, Virginia Austin, passed. She lived a good, long life and very determined, just an amazing woman that I will definitely talk to you about and share about my mom. She was so special. So anyways, we knew my parents had been married for 73 years or something like that. And we knew that when one passed away, that the other one wouldn't be far behind. And we certainly knew that to be true. My dad passed away February 17th, Hubert Austin. And then in between that, my sweet, sweet brother, Larry, that was so healthy and so full of life, just couldn't fight the cancer that attacked his body any longer. So we lost him February 11th. So what I'm trying to do is take a deep, deep breath and just sit back and start to process the losses that we've had in our family. So, you know, as our generation of our parents go on to heaven, well, then you know there's the things and the properties and all of that. So we've been going back and forth since February, dealing with the house and packing and going through things, and not a large house, not a lot of furniture, just things seem to multiply when you're trying to pack things and deal with it, and what do you do with things. And the one thing that we have found is my dad, Hubert, was a minister, and I'll certainly again be sharing more and more about my family members with you guys later, but I knew that he wrote most of his sermons by hand, and then every now and then he would jot down a poem, or you know, just he was always writing, and I would see some, and you know, my brother Mickey took a lot of his poems and made them a really great, made him a book for one of his birthdays, and with pictures, and it's so awesome. I love that little book. And so as I kept going through his things in papers and papers and papers, I'm running across just more and more of his writings, and they're special, and they're not just, I don't think they're just going to be special to me. That's why I told Jim, I said, I think I want to capture this and share with others. So days go by, and you know, months go by, and it's like, oh, I was going to do that. I was going to start this little video series, and it's just being courageous enough to do it, and you know, no script, then you try to think what you're going to say, and then you mess it up. I only have like 50,000 takes from this morning. So I decided, okay, don't turn the camera off, just go for it. So here we are. And as I was cleaning out my mom and dad's house a couple weeks ago, you know, it's just been heavy on my heart of, why are you not starting this, Renee? Why are you not getting going? And it's just, I don't know, I didn't know where to start. So I walked in and found his little tablet. He has, you know, notebooks and things everywhere, and it's got his name on it, Hubert Austin, and inside were some just loose papers, which again is not surprising. A poem that he wrote my mom, a happy birthday poem, and then a poem that he wrote for her that he shared on their wedding, and that our family members have used. And then of course the poem I've been looking for that explains all of this. Because my dad would always say, well, somebody would say, how you doing? He goes, oh, I'm great, I'm sipping from the saucer, which meant his cup is running over with abundance and joy, and it's overflowing so much that he's just having to sip from the saucer, he would tell people. You know, and my Uncle Roy talked about that at his memorial funeral service, and so we in our family have all heard that from my dad so much, that everything's great and I'm sipping from the saucer and blah blah blah. So that's going to be the name of this video series, and it's called Sipping from the Saucer. And there it was, this poem that inspired him, and I don't think he wrote it. I think this is from, I don't know who the author is, but he usually signs everything he writes. But I wanted to share this with you guys, and this explains the meaning behind this video series called Sipping from the Saucer. And it goes like this: I've never made a fortune, and it's probably too late now. But I don't worry about that much. I'm happy anyhow. And as I go along life's way, I'm reaping better than I sow. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. Haven't got a lot of riches, and sometimes the going's tough. But I've got loving ones around me, and that makes me rich enough. I thank God for His blessings and the mercies He's bestowed. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. Oh, remember times when things went wrong? My faith wore somewhat thin, but all at once the dark clouds broke and the sun peeped through again. So, Lord, help me not to gripe about the tough rows that I've hoed. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. If God gives me strength and courage, when the way grows steep and rough, I'll not ask for any other blessings. I'm already blessed enough. And may I never be too busy to help others bear their loads. Then I'll keep drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. So my dad, I know, I hadn't seen this little book as I was going through papers, and I've been struggling with how to explain to you guys why I'm choosing this title. And Swanee, my dad, just left this. It was just there. It was just on the counter. And I opened it up, and here's that little poem. And that's our title. I'm sipping from the saucer. And on the back, he writes, really, you can't see, I mean, I know it's backwards, but he writes, when he would write, he wrote with such strength and such power. His thoughts were hard and intense, and his writing, you can feel the print that's raised. And I think this was later in life. It's kind of hard to read, but this is The Lord is in Charge, Philippians 4:4 through 7. And I don't know if, honestly, I don't have this verse memorized. I'm sorry. I don't. But I'm going to try to. It's rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your request today. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Peace. I mean, what a verse and a poem that was waiting for me. And I just had to share it. And then because this is what this is going to be about, is sharing these things that I'm finding with you guys that are meaningful to me, and I hope, again, like I said, will maybe speak to your heart in some way. If I just feel like if one person goes, well, I needed that today, that was helpful, then I've done my job. And then in this little book here called God's Promises for Your Every Need, Reverend Hubert Austin, of course, it was sitting out beside this. And I opened it this morning because I've been putting this off. I just have. Because, you know, you think it's so easy to turn on the camera and just talk. And I know I've just been fumbling through this. So I thank y'all for, if you're still listening, thanks a ton. This little section's called In Need of Courage. And it opened up this morning, and at the bottom, it has several verses, and at the bottom it said, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. Philippians 4:13. So it started here with his verse in Philippians, and when I opened it this morning to attempt this, there is this little verse staring at me. I mean, how can this not be something I'm supposed to do? I don't know. I just think this is what I'm meant to do. I hope I make a difference out there. I hope my goal is for me to process and learn as I share and discover his writings, and that it will speak to me and will hopefully be something, as I said, good for you guys. My mother's birthday was June 25th, and a few days ago. And I shared on Facebook the china cabinet that was built in her farmhouse in West Texas. And that was one piece of furniture that we certainly needed to have moved, and went to my son's house, his farmhouse in Meadville. And I'm going to tell you about that as well. But I mean, all these little bitty things that have been happening are just, you just sit back and go, okay, that was amazing, or what a coincidence, but I don't think anything right now is coincidental for me. I think it's all God speaking, and I need to listen. And things are just sitting there waiting for me to pick up and to share. And this little poem to my mom was in this little binder. And he wrote, "Happy birthday. Happy birthday to the sweetest woman on earth. You make my day and night. In all the years we have been married, you have never said a negative word about anything or anyone. And you say," my mother says this, "as you say, hoe your own row. You're the love of my life and the mother of my children. We all love you. Happy birthday, Hubert." I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I'm finding all over the house. And this was inside this little notebook. And my mom's birthday was just a few days ago. And that's who she was. She never said a negative word about anything or anyone. And her favorite saying was, hoe your own row. Hoe your own row. So that to me means do what you need to do. Take care of your business. And she believed that with all her heart. Do what you need to do. Hoe your own row. Let everybody do their own thing. And be supportive along the way. And she was that woman. Just, if you knew her, never saw her upset. She never, not once, criticized anyone or anything. So I am hoping and praying that I can draw some inner strength from my parents, my mom, and my God. And I hope to share with you interesting things along the way that will speak to your heart. I don't know how these videos are going to go. It may be 5 minutes. Have a great day. See you later. Or it could be 30 minutes. I don't know. I don't have a plan. I just know that I'm supposed to do this. And I'm glad I got the first one done. I think as we go, it's just going to become easier and easier to me. And I hope to get to know you guys. Maybe we'll connect somehow. I'm just entrusting God to just lead me through this. And that you enjoy it. And I'm hoping that you have a really great day and do something, I don't know what, but just something special to capture the moment and count your blessings. So thanks for listening, and I have enjoyed sharing with you and look forward to many more sipping from the saucer.